Konnichiwa. I hope that you can hear me okay. I forgot to bring my microphone down to the beach, but I have decided to come down and sit on the beach on the shores of Itoshima. It was about a 5-minute walk from where I'm staying. And if you can see over here in this area, here is where that little shrine was, and I've been walking up there and I've done a video up there. So I just wanted to sit down and talk to you a little bit about my work here. And I have the exhibition is coming up in less than a week. And I came to Japan really to give myself the time to work and create. And when I originally decided I was coming, I had a very different project in mind. And I was thinking I could do more with the community. And when I got here, I realised that's really not what this place is about. There's actually very little connection with the community unless you go to the supermarket and the shops and things like that. It's not like your studio space is open and people can just come in and walk around. And yes, I'm in short sleeves because it's the most beautiful day. So while I was here, I came across this concept, a Japanese concept of Ma. And it is around the idea that the Japanese believe there is beauty and knowledge, and I'll put up a proper description of Ma here because I'm probably not going to remember it correctly. But it's about what can become in the space. So for me, when I was thinking about Ma, and I thought, well, I have given myself the space to come here to Japan. I've come away from my routine. I've come away from my family and my friends and my dogs and my cat. And so Ma for me feels like it was more like I've given myself permission to be in this space, to work. And some of the early works that I did here, and I'll pop pictures up of them, were really just exploring what I was seeing at the time. And then they were sort of from my experience in Tokyo, and then slowly as I got here and worked through this process, I became very interested in the space between the certainty of where I had to leave that certain project that I was doing behind, and then the space in between the not knowing. But it was quite strange because even though I had this whole plan, I didn't stress out about it. It didn't become something that I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do now? It all just sort of came naturally when I just gave myself that permission to stop and just see what happened, what came out. And I guess it is working in a sort of an art therapy way where you hold space instead of rushing to get an answer or a conclusion or problem solve. You're sitting in the space of not knowing and allowing really your true self to come out and be present. So that was really interesting. And the work that began, really it all began with like that question of what is Ma, how am I going to explore Ma? And then that shifted as I worked. And then hopefully if I've edited this right, you're seeing some of those images and you'll understand then the evolution of then that space, or how these works sort of came about. And so the question became less about meaning. A lot of the other artists here have like a theme, and they're working in the same style, or they're animators, so they're creating a film. I've always worked a little bit differently and jumped sort of from idea to idea and created collage and paint and watercolour and pen and ink and sewing. I love my craft. So I think it really became more about attention and my presence and what came out of that space. When I gave space attention, it kind of sounds backwards, but I was interested what would come out, what would I do? And for example, the self-portrait, which I'll put here, of myself coming out of that blue. There's blue everywhere in Japan. Then also blue is a historically quite a strong colour for the Dutch, which is my dad's heritage. And so I feel really drawn to that blue. I love Prussian blue is, I think, my favourite colour. And I was drawn to create more about that. And so Ima appears on this painting because I wanted it to feel like I'm really present. I'm really here. I'm present in the moment, and that's how this artwork was created. So the exhibition is less than a week away. It's 6 days away. I'm sort of trying to curate it at the moment, deciding how to present the work. Some of the images I've mounted, some of them, as you know, I work on recycled paper bags. I really love that. It automatically has like something to hang, which I'll show you some of them here. And I've sort of branched out a little bit into some more abstract kind of pieces, which I'm not sure 100% that I'll put in the exhibition. I have to really think about what I want the exhibition to say. And it really is about exploring that, you know, that space and the time. And that's why today I was really into my work. I created 3 pieces today. Started 3 pieces, and then the sun was just streaming in my window, and there's some beautiful ducks just swimming on the water. I'll pop a picture of that here, and I'll pop a picture up of what I'm looking at. Like, honestly, this is just the most glorious place on earth. Just so tranquil and beautiful. But yes, so I just wanted to come and sit because it's such a beautiful day. And I thought there's not going to be many times in my life where I'm going to be able to sit in Japan on a beach in the middle of winter with a t-shirt on and just being completely present in the moment. And yeah, Jane.